Hey monkeys, how you doing? Damian Keys here. Come with me on a journey and let me tell you about when I got attacked by a killer shark. Big story, and the reasons why I'm telling you this. So back in the day, which was the 90s, I used to go surfing with my mates because I'm from Swansea. It's a big surfing community. We used to go and listen to Blood Sugar Sex Magic by the Chili Peppers every single day, and we used to go surfing. I wasn't particularly very good at surfing, but you know, otherwise I'd be friendless, so I used to go with them. So I was out on the beach catching the waves. I was sat on my surfboard, and I say attacked by a killer shark. I wasn't quite attacked by a killer shark. I was more brushed by a killer shark. So I was sat. Well, I say killer shark. It was a basking shark, which have no teeth. So I wasn't quite attacked by a killer shark. I was more kind of brushed by a vegetarian shark. But the point is very, very simple. I was out on the water, and this fucking huge underwater boat came swimming past and brushed my leg, and I looked down and I saw it was a shark, and part of my brain said, this is just a basking shark. But the other part of my brain said, and I can just tell you one thing, and that is, you will never swim as fast as when you are about to get attacked by a shark. That's the fastest you will ever swim. Now, if you apply this to our day-to-day lives, that momentum of getting things done, you're running completely late and you've got to be somewhere and you've got like 10 minutes to get there and it's going to take you 15 minutes and you're like, fuck, I've overslept. I've got to, like when you get to work, I've got to get to work. I've got to be there in 5 minutes and it takes me 10 minutes to get there. At that moment, your brain goes into overdrive. Everything is just slick as fuck. Like you are cleaning your teeth, putting your shoes and your trousers on while eating food and doing your hair all at the same time. Everything is fast. You're like, eat, teeth, hair, clothes, keys, everything's just found and you are just out the door, and it's like record-breaking timing because your brain sort of clicks into place. Whereas if you've got an hour, everything happens within that hour. I'll do some stuff, I'll sit down, I'll be watching some TV, all the rush is gone. Your brain hasn't clicked into this kind of crazy time mentality. And so it begs me to think then and wonder why we don't put ourselves into that situation more. Why don't we put the pressure on ourselves? And I'm a big on pressure because, you know, we've talked quite a lot about not putting too much pressure on ourselves, but, you know, I'm not talking about big, crazy end guardian levels. I'm talking about little things day to day. Why we're not putting the pressure on ourselves so our brain clicks into place, so we go, ooh, I've got to do this stuff and we've got to get it done by putting in the targets and deadlines on a kind of week-to-week basis. Because as soon as your brain kicks in to crazy land, all of a sudden it's like slow-mo. You are a machine and you can do things faster than you've ever done them before. But we don't click that into place. So I would like to see more musicians, especially, and more creatives using those targets and deadlines, because we all know what's going to happen when it comes to targets and deadlines. You set yourself plenty of time to do it, and then all of a sudden it gets to the day that you're supposed to do the thing, and you panic and you get it all done. Because there is that age-old thing where if you give yourself 2 weeks to do something, you'll get it done in 2 weeks. But if you give yourself 2 hours to do the same thing, you'll still get it done in 2 hours. And so I would like to see these deadlines being pushed, because at the moment I spend quite a lot of time dealing or talking to musicians, and there's no real mini deadlines. It's all 5, 10, 15 years away. It's all this legacy stuff, which is great, but I'd also like to break it down into smaller bits, smaller packages. So I want you to try and engage your crazy brain so that your brain starts clicking to all of the things that you need to do at a very fast pace, setting these deadlines with not much time, so then you can work on the next thing and the next thing. It's just an observation, but it got me thinking, you know, standing by the sea, remembering when I got attacked by a killer shark. I thought about it. So have a think about how you can attach your crazy brain. If not, one thing I would definitely suggest is go and find a shark and see if you can swim away from it and see how fast you swim. Something to think about. Anyway, I'm going back to work, so I shall catch you guys tomorrow.